Something is about to happen to you. Not eventually, not someday, not if you work hard enough or want it badly enough or finally figure out what you have been doing wrong. Something is already in motion. The universe does not announce what it is preparing for you in language you were taught to understand. It does not send emails. It does not speak in words. It speaks in signs. Precise, deliberate, unmistakable signs that appear in the life of every single person immediately before a significant shift in abundance. Carl Jung documented them, the Hermetic initiates encoded them, and the ancient mystery schools of Egypt taught their initiates to recognize them. Because the difference between those who receive and those who miss the moment entirely is simply this: knowing what to look for. In the next 7 minutes, I am going to show you the 3 signs. And if even one of them is already present in your life, what I am about to tell you will change how you see everything that is currently happening around you. Stay until the end, because the 3rd sign is the one nobody talks about, and it is the most powerful of the 3. Before we continue, subscribe to Hermetic Mind right now and comment below with one word: which sign are you currently experiencing? You may not know yet, but by the end of this video, you will. The ancient Hermetic principle of rhythm states something that most people misunderstand entirely. Everything moves in cycles. Everything has its tide. Everything rises and falls in perfect mathematical rhythm, including abundance, including your abundance. And here's what the mystery schools understood that the modern world forgot. The sign that the tide is turning does not look like prosperity. It looks like disruption. This is the first reason most people miss the signs entirely. They are waiting for something that looks like what they want, but the universe, which Jung called the mirror of the collective unconscious, does not send arrival announcements. It sends preparation signals. And preparation, by its very nature, looks like everything being rearranged before the new thing can arrive. Sign number 1: unusual restlessness. Not anxiety, not depression, not dissatisfaction with your life. A specific kind of restlessness. The feeling that something inside you has outgrown its container. That the life you have been living, which may be perfectly comfortable, perfectly functional, perfectly acceptable, no longer fits. Jung called this the call of individuation, the unconscious mind preparing the conscious self for a significant expansion. And here's the critical distinction that changes everything. Ordinary dissatisfaction looks outward. It says something out there needs to change. This sign looks inward. It says something in here is ready to expand. The restlessness is not a problem to solve. It is the internal pressure of a self that has already become larger than the life currently containing it. And pressure, in the Hermetic understanding of the universe, is always the precursor to expansion. Every seed experiences pressure before it breaks through the soil. Every wave builds pressure before it reaches the shore. If you feel this restlessness right now, do not medicate it. Do not distract yourself from it. Do not interpret it as something going wrong. It is the first sign, and it means something is already moving. If this is landing somewhere precise inside you, hit the like button right now, because recognition is not passive. Recognition is the beginning of alignment. Sign number 2: unexplained synchronicities accelerating in frequency. Not one meaningful coincidence, not 2, a pattern of them, increasing in frequency, becoming impossible to explain away. The same name appearing from 3 different sources in the same week. A book falling open to exactly the right page. A conversation that addresses the precise question you had been holding in silence. Jung spent 2 decades studying synchronicity, the meaningful coincidence of inner states and outer events, and his conclusion was unambiguous. Synchronicity is not random. It is the language the universe uses when it is actively preparing a person for a significant shift. The ancient Hermetic principle of correspondence, as above, so below, as within, so without, explains the mechanism precisely. When your inner state reaches a specific threshold of alignment, when enough of the shadow has been integrated, when enough of the counter-frequency has dissolved, when the signal you are broadcasting reaches a certain clarity, the outer world begins to rearrange itself to match. Not at all once, first in small things, in coincidences that make you pause, in patterns that make you pay attention, in synchronicities. These are not the universe being poetic. These are the first physical evidence that your frequency has already shifted and that the larger rearrangement is now mathematically inevitable. Stay with me, because the third sign is the one that will make everything that has happened to you recently suddenly make a different kind of sense. Sign number 3, the sudden and unexpected loss of things that no longer belong to your next level. A relationship that ends without obvious reason, a job that disappears, a situation that collapses despite your best efforts to hold it together, and the feeling underneath the loss that something in you already knew it was coming, that something in you was already ready. This is the sign that people misread more catastrophically than any other, because it looks like failure, it looks like things falling apart, it looks like evidence that the universe is working against you. But the Hermetic principle of polarity states something that the mystery schools repeated in every tradition that received it. There is no arrival without departure. There is no expansion without first a contraction. There is no new frequency without first the dismantling of the structures built to sustain the old one. The universe does not renovate. It clears the space first, and the things that disappear in the period immediately before a significant abundance shift are never things that belonged to where you were going. They are only ever things that belonged to where you have been. Jung called this the night sea journey, the period of apparent dissolution that precedes every genuine transformation. The caterpillar does not gradually become a butterfly. It first completely dissolves inside the chrysalis. Every structure that made it a caterpillar must break down completely before the new form can emerge. If things in your life are currently falling apart, if situations that felt permanent are suddenly ending, do not interpret this as destruction. Interpret it as clearance. The universe does not clear space for what it is not preparing to fill. 3 signs. 1. Unusual restlessness, the internal pressure of a self that has already become larger than its current life. 2. Accelerating synchronicities, the first physical evidence that your frequency has already shifted. 3. The unexpected loss of what no longer belongs to your next level, the universe clearing the space for what is coming. These signs do not appear randomly. They appear in sequence, in every life, before every significant abundance shift. The Hermetic initiates knew this, Jung proved this, and now you know this. The only question that remains is the one the universe has been waiting for you to ask. Not, why is this happening to me, but what is this preparing me to receive? That shift from that question to this one is not just psychological. It is the moment your frequency locks on to what the universe has been preparing for you. It is the moment the signs stop being mysterious and start being instructions. Subscribe to Hermetic Mind. Comment below right now which of the 3 signs is currently active in your life. Restlessness, synchronicity, or loss that feels like clearance. Name it, because naming the sign is the act of accepting the preparation. And acceptance is the final frequency adjustment before the shift arrives. The awakening begins where comfort ends. We will see you in the next revelation.